Oh, my beloveds, it is such a joy. It's such a joy, it's such a joy to be with you. Just because I'm still walking and abiding in the miracle vibration of life. I am in so much gratitude and joy for life. At one point on my journey, and many of you know, I didn't think I'd be here to see summer. Summer and fall are my favorite times of year. And in February, March, and April, as I was contemplating really meeting the divine, transitioning, and how was I going to walk that path? Was I going to walk the path of going through the appearance of this dis-ease with joy, or with fear and anger and regret, because you can die miserably, believe me. I hear it from nurses who work hospice, the difference. People who die with a lot of peace and people who die very conflicted and angry and sorrowful. So the choice is always ours. And I decided that regardless of how soon the ending might come, I was going to choose joy. So there are no circumstances in the universe. I received two lovely rocks in meditation while at the Louise Hay training. The first was joy. Not surprising, because everyone was just like, "You're so joyful." I said, "I am alive. I got to get on a plane. I never thought I'd be doing this." So it's all fun and it's all joy. And the message I've been receiving is that I've gone through some sort of awakening. The old me would have beat myself up all the way. Now I'm like, I'm happy to be in my car, to be able to be late, to laugh at myself, to feel bad about myself. I'm alive. It's like, wow, what a mystery. It's all so unusual. You really believe the stuff. You think you're really in it. I thought I was dead, but I'm still here. Oh my God. So it has been something. But the key for me, what has been weighing in the balance of life, has been my willingness to truly forgive. There are no circumstances that, as I walked into the training on September 25th, we were all given a card that we couldn't look at, an oracle card from one of Louise's many decks. And we sat down in meditation, and then we were told to take the little card out of the envelope. What was my card? Forgiveness.
Wow.
As I release the past and forgive everyone, I bring joy, health, abundance, and love into my world. So happy high holidays. Once again, my beloveds, I've always mentioned to you that all the holidays on this holy days on this planet that you become aware of, it can be a traditionally Hindu holiday, it can be a Buddhist holiday, Christian, Jewish, Islamic. That is a portal. That is the universe saying, look deeper into this. This is a path to awakening. This is a path to some spiritual homework. How can you use those principles from a higher perspective to awaken even more? So we are one spiritual family on the planet, and all of these holidays are archetypes and doorways to God. So happy New Year. Happy Yom Kippur. We're in that season. It's coming up on the 15th, the time of atonement and forgiveness. And what I really learned this past 10 days is that we make forgiveness very, very, very heavy. I think for me, and it may be my Catholic background, it's just very, 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 very heavy. This, as though it's the most difficult thing to do. Louise, in her brilliance, created an affirmation, or in her worldview, this idea that we can be simply willing to forgive. And most people are willing. And that willingness even opens the doorway to spiritual healing. So today we're talking about forgiveness, which is a universal principle that's not only central to spiritual growth, but also a key to unlocking abundance, health, and freedom in all aspects of life. Forgiveness, as taught by Louise Hay and the world's spiritual traditions, is a profound tool that can transform our lives. Louise Hay was a pioneer in the New Thought movement. She often said we must release the past and forgive everyone, including ourselves. Can we say together? And you can say it after I say it. I release the past. I forgive everyone, including myself. Let's know this together. I release the past. I forgive everyone, including myself. A second time, please. I release the past. I forgive everyone, including myself. Let's breathe that in. Let's breathe that cleansing breath of forgiveness. She emphasized that even the simple willingness to forgive can open a floodgate of healing. And she didn't just mean, and the Fillmores, Ernest Holmes, our wonderful, illustrious teachers of New Thought, didn't just mean the healing of the body, but the healing of the consciousness. And when the consciousness was healed, abundance in all areas of life would flow. And so when I looked at myself, I realized I had a mother who is, I have a mom who is a mystical Christian. She instilled a love of God in me as a child because she loved God and all of creation so much that it was awe-inspiring just listening to her talk about God and life. And I could ask my mom questions that as a kid, I didn't understand why we were Christians and not Jews. I think I had to pass many past lives as a Jewish woman. Because I was like, why aren't we Jewish? And my mother said, well, we are Jewish because Jesus is Jewish. And we love our Jewish brothers and sisters, and our Lord and Savior is a Jew, but we put a different flavor on it. She always had this remarkable way of accepting and embracing what I was searching for. And she taught me the gift of forgiveness. However, so in our household, if someone did something wrong, or your brother pulled your hair, or took your doll and wouldn't give it back to you, or something like that, or was locking you in your room, my little brother did a lot to me. It's adorable. But she would say, forgive your brother, tell your brother you forgive him. I'm like, what he did, Carl did it, Carl did it. Forgive your brother. Tell your brother, I forgive you. So she would have us go to forgiveness very quickly. However, we bypassed our anger. In this workshop, we did beating of pillows. Oh. Louise Hay would beat a pillow every single week in order to discharge the energy of anger. She said anything that happened in her life that she wasn't even aware of unconsciously. The person that cuts you off, you go to the bank and they're like, we didn't get the check, and you're going to be, we'll give you fees for that. And you're like, but it didn't even go through and it was 1 second and the fee is $45 and you're pissed about all of those things. She would beat that pillow weekly just to discharge the energy of anger so that she could easily get to forgiveness so she could continue to attract good in her life. And so that was the aha moment. Wow. And especially as women, as girls, we are not programmed in a society that tells us it's okay to be angry. Angry women are called a particular word, and it's not a very positive word. And we use the word jokingly sometimes, but it's not permitted. So a lot of the anger gets pushed down. And my anger got pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed and then manifested. So resentment is long held anger. It doesn't even have to be deep anger. It's just anger that you've been holding on to for a long time. It could be anger about a little thing, but you never discharged that energy. Wow. When you discharge the anger by screaming in a pillow or when you get it out of your body, you go, I can forgive that. It's not as much of a big deal. It's the anger that's like, I'm not going to let that go. And that person did, and you haven't gotten it out. Punch a punching bag. Do some kickboxing, start some kickboxing, yell in your pillow, punch the pillow, scream in it, get it out. It was amazing to see us doing this. And then the question was asked again by your partner. Are you willing to forgive your brother right now? Are you willing to forgive the ex right now? Are you the business partner that stole so much? Are you willing to do that? And the answer was easy. When we were able to discharge the energy and not make it so spooky and so serious. It's the anger that has us thinking we can't do it, or the anger at ourselves, and get that out too. So forgiveness, I love looking at the world's traditions of spiritual paths and how they see things. So in the Judeo-Christian tradition, in Christianity, forgiveness is the cornerstone of spiritual life. Jesus teaches us in the Lord's Prayer, forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. This mirrors Louise Hay's understanding that forgiveness is not just for others, it's for ourselves. When you hold on to that energy, it can turn into dis-ease. And my brothers and sisters, my beloveds, I had to get to the point where my life had to flash in front of my eyes for me to realize, I'm willing to forgive because I'm trying to be here, be in a cute dress, laugh and dance, have some fun, travel, eat some healthy, good food. I realized it's not worth it. It's not worth it. And I had to get to this point to realize. And what was my area of forgiveness? Because I've been doing forgiveness work forever. I actually had to forgive my family, my siblings, for being who they are. I was actually pissed that they weren't my idealizations. I was so disappointed. I was like, why don't you like me? What? You're yelling at me. What's this? I was so stunned because as kids, I thought we all got along. So I realized, wow, I had to accept them for who they are and realize that the universe is abundant. So we're trying to get love from these particular people, or we are regretting that we've been left and lost and abandoned and the rejection and the betrayal. But if we affirm our good, it was just such an aha moment in the training. If we love ourselves, we fill ourselves with that love, we forgive those people who harmed us, because we are filling ourselves up with love. I love myself. I love and approve myself. I'm wonderful. I'm a fantastic human being. Even when I run late and I mix up dates and times, I am wonderful. As we continue to do that, the universe reflects that love. And how does that love manifest? John, how would that love manifest from the universe?
From the universe? Joy.
Joy. How else would that love manifest, Christine? I'm giving out love. I'm loving myself so much. The universe hears my new broadcast. What do you think?
I start feeling love around me.
You start feeling love around you. You start feeling good. You start feeling healthy. You start getting more abundance. You get the jobs that you want. You get the relationships that you want. Your bank account starts growing. The investments start going well. Everything happens. You're more ageless. You're youthful. You're vital. That's what happens. Because you are no longer so hurt and brutalized by what they did not do, and you've begun to love yourself. So that was the key that was missing. I thought I understood her teaching. She was like, you forgive, but you love yourself and you get filled to the brim. The ocean of abundance manifests in your life because you're loving yourself and you're not looking behind. You're not walking like this. Look at what they did to me. They hurt me so much. Look at what they did to me. They hurt me so much. My life has been so. You're not doing that anymore. You're standing upright. You're radiating out love because you look in that mirror every day. You no longer necessarily need anyone else's love. You have God's love. You have your love. And wonderful things come and go. Louise said, oh my goodness, my teachers, Dr. Patricia Crane, worked with Louise for 20 years to create the training. She said that Louise said she didn't even really affirm anymore. Her affirmation is that only good comes to me. I love myself and only good comes to me, so I know it's going to be great. That's how she walks around. I love myself. I've released the past. Only good comes to me and life is great. So you're not forgiving people and ending up empty. I don't know why, but for some reason, I thought it was like you do this, you forgive them, they hurt you, you forgive them, and you're kind of ending up half. Because they hurt you, you gave away the forgiveness, you said okay, but you're kind of left beaten and broken. No. You are filled up with your own love because you are doing inner work. You are doing the loving work of loving and approving of yourself. The universe hears that broadcast, and more abundance than you could ever imagine comes into your life. Comes into your life. That is the key, my beloveds. Buddhism teaches us that holding on to anger and resentment is like holding on to a hot coal with the intent of throwing it at someone, but you're the one who gets burned. The Buddha. Louise Hay echoed this wisdom when she said, forgiveness is giving up the need to be right. That's also that ego need to be, I was right, you hurt me. It's unjust. You betrayed me. I'm right. It's the truth. It's that letting go of that willingness to be right. It's just the cost. Oh, Spirit Divine, thank you, God. The cost is too great, my beloveds. It's so not worth it. And I had to go through losing my hair, especially those of us who are sensitive, and my spiritual teacher said, especially those of us who are standing in front of you saying that she's anchored in these principles. So big exam from the universe. But it's not worth it. It is not worth it. In practical terms, we can let go of the pain by being willing to forgive. So let's say you're not there. Let's say you're not there and you don't ever think you'll be there. But if you say, I am willing to forgive, I'm working on it. I'm open to the idea. That's a pretty good possibility because I also don't want to attract dis-ease in my mind or dis-ease in my heart, dis-ease in my body temple, dis-ease in my finances, dis-ease in my relationships, dis-ease, in my energy, dis-ease at the job, dis-ease on the street, angry drivers are always, I'm always in car accidents, those kinds of things. You will draw from that energy of unforgiveness into your life somehow. An area where it's not working. I'm blocked creatively. Why don't you say before you begin writing, I release and forgive everyone in the past. I am free and I write beautifully today. It could do the release and the forgiveness work constantly. Be willing to forgive. Forgiveness in Hinduism. The Bhagavad Gita tells us, he who is free from malice towards others, friendly and compassionate, is dear to me. That is God speaking beautifully. Hindu philosophy reminds us that forgiveness is about releasing the karmic ties that bind us to suffering. Louise Hay recognized that unresolved resentment can manifest as physical illness. She often associated deep-seated anger with illnesses like cancer. I am such I'm such a happy, polite, positive person. I couldn't imagine that I was angry, that I had deep-held resentment. Now, I can't really find it, like I can't pinpoint it to one thing or even 10 things, but I understand the law. There is something I'm extremely sensitive. Many spiritual people are empaths, highly sensitive. And when these things have these hurtful experiences, Christine, my love, I think you could go this way.
Okay, sorry.
And no problem, my sweetheart. And there's some back rooms, you can have some privacy. All of being an open-hearted person when that stuff, whatever it might be, something a friend said, your mother said, who knows, it impacts you. It impacts you. And I realized I started saying, why are people so mean? I can't stand them. And I started saying, I can't stand them. They're so mean. Why are they so mean? That's resentment. And I was holding on to it. Why is everybody so mean? They're mean to me. That could create dis-ease. It wasn't this big, heavy, mysterious thing that had destroyed my life, but I was holding on to this energy. And that energy will impact your life. Release it, my beloveds. Get it out of your body. Write about it. You can write an angry letter that you burn. There's dissolving. Oh, by the way, there's this wonderful dissolving paper. And we can use it for our burning bowl. It dissolves in water. You write your thing. It looks just like paper. You write whatever you're writing, and you put it in water. You can find it on Amazon, super cheap. It's called Dissolving Water. You can do your rituals of release. Write down what you're upset about. Say your affirmation that you're letting it go. You literally can put it in your sink, pour water on it, it dissolves. You can put it in the toilet, it dissolves. Put it in a bowl, it dissolves. Let it go. Do the rituals, my beloveds. But God says, those who forgive and are compassionate are close to me in the Hindu tradition. So letting go of resentment. Cancer. Cancer is, in her book, The Ailments in Heal Your Life, cancer is little resentments and hurts that have eaten away at you for some time. Hey, we are metaphysicians. I cannot stand up here and say that that wasn't the case somewhere in my consciousness, but I'm willing to love myself and release and be in joy. So if there's something that you are holding against yourself, please let it go. Please let it go. Dr. Joseph Murphy, also in his recording, talked about a man who had murdered someone in his youth, who had been involved in maybe drugs or crime. These examples are from the 60s, and he was now a successful businessman, very happily married with a wonderful family. But he felt as though he was an imposter. He was going through imposter syndrome because he had murdered this person. I think he went to jail, but no one knew about it. Changed his life. He turned his life around. And Dr. Joseph Murphy was saying, even the murderer has the right to forgive themselves. Holding on to that energy that that man was on the brink of destroying his life by constantly ruminating about his past. So he gave him a wonderful treatment, affirmative treatment, to forgive himself, to release the past, and to look at all the good he had created from his mistakes. So even those who we feel we've deemed in society to be criminal, everyone has a right to their forgiveness, self-forgiveness, their own self-love, and God's love. It's never too late. Begin to love yourself and release the past and heal yourself.
Amen. Thank you.
Thank you, my beloved. So I have some practical stages. In Islam, the Quran says, the soft overcomes the hard. Gentleness overcomes the rigid. Forgiveness is a form of gentleness. that dissolves the rigid barriers in our hearts and minds, allowing life to flow more freely through us. Louis' affirmation, I forgive and set myself free, resonates deeply with the Taoist understanding that forgiveness is about aligning with the natural flow of the universe. So, some practical steps to forgiveness. It's not that heavy. It's not that heavy. You can do a general forgiveness. Don't go down the road, don't go down the rabbit hole of all the incidents and relive the experience. I forgive everyone in my past, all those who have harmed me and all those I have harmed. I am free and they are free, and I step into joy. I step into abundance. I step into health. I step into everything good. So be willing to forgive. Just saying I'm willing to forgive can unlock powerful healing. 2, forgive yourself. We often hold on to impossible standards. Forgiving yourself is the first step towards true freedom. Use the affirmations and look at yourself in the mirror if you can. I forgive myself for any past mistakes. I am worthy and deserving of love, health, and prosperity. I forgive myself of any past mistakes. Let's know this together. Let's speak it. I forgive myself of any past mistakes. Let's say it again. I forgive myself for any past mistakes. Breathe that in. Let go of grudges. 3, what resentment am I holding on to? Look at that. Whether it's about a relationship, a past hurt, financial struggles, financial betrayals, release the need to hold on. I forgive you and I set you free. Free yourselves, my brothers and sisters. My beloveds, it's not worth the price. It's not worth the price. Connect forgiveness to your prosperity. This was another aha moment. Recognize that holding on to unforgiveness can block your financial blessings. It really can. Especially if it's in the area, if there's been betrayal, someone stole money, didn't pay you back, all of that stuff. I have a client who, this is very, very funny. Love. I still love you, Lily. I love you. She was hysterical, just a natural walking comedian, beautiful energy, made me laugh from here to kingdom come. Every time she would come, she was my client for 7 years. Last year, suddenly out of the blue, she wrote me 2 checks for $200 each, $400, and she didn't pay me. I actually was like, what's wrong? This is so unusual. It's not like her. So I was like, sweetheart, forget about the money. I'm calling to just see how you're doing. Okay. She didn't call me. I would think about it. Then I would get a little bit angry because I thought I called her. She's not even calling me. And then God was like, I've had so much money pass through your hands. I'm God employed. You are God employed. Let it go. So I fully let it go. And whenever I would think of her, I would affirm and pray for her. Okay, about a month and a half ago, she calls me out of the blue, Martine, I lost my job. I was almost homeless. I'm living with my mom. I'm finishing up my master's. Things went really wrong. I owe you some money, but I'd love to come and see you. I let her know what was going on with me. She was stunned. I'll pray for you. Let's make an appointment. I said, I'm not doing really well right now, but let's see each other in a month's time. She said, my hair is a disaster. I haven't taken care of myself in almost a year. Okay. So that day comes. And I call her and I'm like, sweetheart, are we all set for today? No answer, but she runs a little late. No show. So she's a no show. And that's a Saturday. So for a whole year, $400, I've let it go. She's called me. She makes an appointment. She's a no show. That was a Friday. Saturday, no call. Sunday, no call. Monday, no call. Tuesday, no call. I'm also getting in touch with my anger. I have not allowed myself to get angry. At that point, I'm like, you know something? You made an appointment with me. I'm going through a health challenge. I take it seriously. I've let go of the $400 you owe me. It doesn't matter. But what's going on? Is this a form of abuse? And am I being so nice that I get neglected? So I actually send her that. I go, hey, this is unacceptable. I no longer want you as my client. Maybe I shouldn't have, but after a year and all, I said, this is so disrespectful. I know this is about me. I said, I love and appreciate you, but I must love and appreciate myself and set boundaries because now I'm allowing myself to get abused. You made an appointment with me. You blew me off. You sent me no message. She said to me, well, my father was in the hospital. You're not the only one with problems. Now I see the resentful, horrible person you've been. And I write her back, I said, I have loved you for 8 years. I don't care about the money. I'm just saying, don't blow me off after ghosting me for about a year. And she said, you're a resentful, very mean person. I now see that all the love that you've given to me has been fake. I will pay you your $400 when it's a priority in my life, and it's not a priority to my life right now. You're a resentful, horrible woman. And I said, huh? I said, a resentful, horrible woman doesn't call you and bother you about the money that you owe her and sends you messages saying, I'm praying for you. Are you okay? I'm really worried. And the only time that I say, look, you can't make an appointment with me and just blow me off and never let me know what's happening. I said, this is about me setting healthy boundaries. And she said, so that was it. She blocks me on the phone. So she blocks me on my phone. And then I get a message from her on Facebook Messenger. And she goes, in order to keep the peace, since you can't be a peaceful person, my sister, I'm blocking you on Facebook too. I was like, I was in the house screaming, like, this person, I was the. And then I started to laugh hysterically. I thought the human ego and how we create, because I said, don't step on my foot, honor me. I've given you a big pass, a year, no phone calls, no nothing, 2 bounce checks, and I still love you, and I let you know that because God's like, you got enough prosperity, and this is how you spin it on me? I had to do forgiveness work. I had to do forgiveness work with myself, but I laughed, so her picture, because she would always take pictures of her hair as it was growing. They come up on my phone. And my first instinct was to delete all her pictures. And then I looked at her face and I was like, Lily, I love you. I love her smile. I love her. I know that she's blocked me. I know God is going to make her laugh. She's going to have to bump into me one day and go, Martine. I'm going to go, yeah, he acted crazy, but it was very hysterical. So releasing. And now that I know the power of releasing anger, I can go punch my pillow and get some of that anger the little residual that I feel towards my beloved sister friend, and just get it out so I can be clear. Because my beloveds, if we want happy, prosperous lives, we must release this anger and forgive. I'll give you the last one, affirm daily forgiveness and healing. Daily. Whatever you're affirming, if you're affirming a couple millions of dollars, and I forgive everyone from the past, and I let them go, and I draw forth, and I bring forth a record deal, and I bring forth millions of dollars, and I bring forth a happy and wonderful place, and I bring forth divine right partnership. Whatever it is that you're looking to have in your house, in your life, do some forgiveness work. So let's just close our eyes in an affirmative prayer. This is such an important topic. I just wanted to end with prayer. And this prayer is spoken for all of us. Infinite Spirit of love and forgiveness, we open our hearts today to the healing power of release. We recognize that holding on to past hurts no longer serves us. We are willing to forgive. We are willing to let go of resentment, anger, and guilt, knowing that forgiveness opens the doors to abundance and healing in all areas of life. We forgive ourselves for any judgments we may have held, and we embrace the flow of love, health, and prosperity that is always available to us. As we release the past, we step into the full expression of our divine potential. We trust that as we forgive, we are healed, and all of life's blessings flows to us in avalanches of abundance. In this moment, let's affirm, I forgive and set myself free. I forgive and set myself free. Again, I forgive and set myself free. Again, I forgive and set myself free. And so it is, beloved. Happy Rosh Hashanah, happy Yom Kippur.